What's up, Roy? Thanks for the host, Roy. Yeah, I'm doing alright. What's up, Crunchy? See, I got a lot of sick time as well. But I don't call off sick only because I know if I call off sick, then someone's gonna have to come in and cover for me. So I try to avoid it. But trust me, I've been tempted. Yeah, I get paid for sick time also. Like I said, it's just... For me, if I call off sick, since we do shift work, they literally would have to call someone in that had already worked that day and have them cover my shift. So we're talking someone that worked that morning or had been working second shift, having to come right back in and working again. So I try to avoid that.
The evil is growing, taking control of him. He is losing his humanity. Soon he will be like the ancient ones.
That's a lie. Eon is not evil. He won't give in to your magic. He won't.
Yes, he will. He has been chosen. He is the one. Evil souls from all the worlds awaken when ghastly deeds are repeatedly committed. Eon is the reincarnation of Ma-O, the wizard of evil. He perpetuates the corruption that draws these souls to me. It is through him that I am able to lure them into my domain and rule them as I wish.
No! No!
You, your brother, and all the other survivors of the lands are merely pawns, manipulated by my hand to collect the souls of the evil dead. I have always been in control of your fate.
I'm glad you guys all feel the same way. Mai, thank you for the host. How am I supposed to host you? How long were you even streaming for? Oh yeah, like I said, this game was... I feel like this game suffered from two things, and it's definitely something I'll bring up in my review. It's a product of the time frame that it came out, and also being so ambitious with not knowing how to handle everything that it was trying to do. So... Oh, come on, don't let him pick it up. Damn. Drop your shield. It's not dropping your shield. Damn it. This guy's kicking my ass. Alright. See that shield of yours? We're going to get you as far away from it as we can. I hate that little stab they can do. I can't block it. Angie Carr, thank you for the host. ZMac, thank you for the host. Well, no.
Yes, all of the people you know who have perished in your pathetic wars have died in the name of the great Ma'o Zarouge.
No, stop! Stop, please! I've heard enough!
No, you must hear it all. You must remember it all. The fear in your voice tells me that you are starting to remember. In your previous life, you were killed by Ma'o Zarouge.
No! It's not true! It's not true!
You were an innocent princess in the ancient kingdom who was killed by Zarouge so that you could serve him.
Why is the audio so loud during these sessions of people talking? Why? Like, every other time it's fine. Why is it so damn loud right now? And fortunately I don't have my speakers on. I'm just double checking that I don't. This is Grayson, yes. Alright, so ambitious in the sense that there is plenty more that they wanted to do, I think, Nerkurdi, that they just didn't. Like, do you really think that they didn't want to have experience and stuff like that in this game? But if they were going to force experience, then they couldn't have made the battle system the way they did. Like, if you actually needed experience to level up and stuff like that, there's just way too many avoidable battles for that. They would have had to change how they had battles set up and everything else, too. Boy Toy. That's an interesting name. Oh shit, a dragon? I love how these heal. I love how I can't avoid that. But don't worry, so am I. I am definitely not one of the cool kids, nor do I understand the usage of many terms. Wow. No! Damn. Oh, so much for killing him before he heals again.
Hatred is the fuel that powers evil. When Prince Zarouge was defeated, he was treated with such cruelty that his hatred festered and grew to such an extreme that he unknowingly summoned the spirit of Mao to become one with him. Once the spirit of Mao is welcomed, he rules.
No! No, it can't be!
When Prince Sarouge was taken over by the spirit of Mao, he became ruthless. He cut through the land like a scythe, crushing his enemies. He conquered all the worlds but one. That world was ruled by Princess Elamira, who suffered the same hardships as Sarouge. Arcia was Princess Elamira in a previous life.
Princess Elamira. I've read about her in Mao mythology.
Sarouge finally defeated Princess Elamira's forces, but when he saw her, memories of their past life flashed before him. Despite this, he eventually gave the order for the princess's execution.
Please stop. Stop it.
Sarouge was a weak human, not worthy of Mao. At the last minute, he ordered his men to free the princess. He sacrificed himself for her, and when he died, he entered my world thinking he could challenge my powers. I've kept your world in a continuous cycle of war because of Sarouge. You are helpless, locked into a never-ending repetition of your past. Only I hold the key to ending the evil, and as long as it continues, I keep gaining power in my domain.
Okay. Hi, Zoe.
You are such weak creatures. All the wars you've fought before. All the people you've killed were the reincarnation of your old retainers. I have merely invited you to be violent and evil, and you have never disappointed me. You've gone to war without remorse for its victims. You've killed of your own free will. You are all as evil as Sarouge himself, and as long as you are evil, you shall always be under my control.
I have no idea how much longer this is. This game's... it's interesting. I feel like if this game came out, like, a year or two later, that would have been 10 times better. But I feel like it was... they had a lot of ambition for what they wanted to do. They just didn't execute. This is like one of those games that you can see what they were going for. In many cases, don't heal. But for someone that's played like a lot of good JRPGs and stuff like that up to this point, and I've played stuff that's come out after this as well, this game doesn't completely hold up to all those. Want to stop spinning? Thanks. No! He's so close. What's up, Beltanen? No, it's actually really good graphics for the time. The only thing about it is because of the aesthetic that they chose, and the fact that they went for full 3D, a lot of stuff suffers because they don't exactly know how to work with it. But at the same time, if you were to look at it back then, you might be like, wow, this is amazing. This is what stuff's going to look like in the future, you know? Because, I mean, we're talking about... damn. We're talking about stuff that's moving... attacking, multiple animations. It's really creepy that the NPCs don't have faces. That's probably the creepiest thing to me, and the weirdest design choice. Like, I would have almost rather them design, like, all the characters having hair in their eyes or something like that, rather than them not having any faces whatsoever. It's just really, really awkward. But at the same time, I understand it. Wait, did I... Did I somehow go backwards? I'm not ready yet. Alright. Okay. And that's another thing, like, the games that came out around the same time as this one were just really good. Like, maybe this game is a perfect example of, like, the perfect example of being ambitious and wanting to do something new, but because you were focusing and fixated on providing something new that hadn't been done before and not completely understanding the technology or how to, you know, make it do everything you want to do, that in many aspects this feels like part of a game, or it just doesn't like reach standards. Especially for other games that came out around the same time, and they used the lack of knowledge they had, but they still made stuff as amazing as they could with that. Like, the combat system in this game is something that they definitely put a lot of effort into. Probably most of their effort went into it, but at the same time, like, the combat does really nothing for you. It's just there. It doesn't give you experience. You don't really get items or anything from it. Its attempt at being fluid is just not really supported by the system, and the fact that they had to make it so that the AI plays off of your inputs rather than just having like a set of attacks that it will do and things like that makes it a little bit frustrating. Turns it more into like a fighting game at that point. But I also see what they were trying to go for. Yeah, I try really hard to look at all these games as like a standalone type thing. But you can't deny what other games came out around the same time. Like, that has to be part of it. Whether they had an understanding of the technology or not led to their design decisions. Like, if they didn't really understand what they were working with or how to make it as good as possible, then they should have changed how they did things. There's been so many games where people focus and fixate completely on graphics and things like that, and because of that, the gameplay suffers. Yeah, you might get something that's really beautiful or really unique, but is that all you get? Or are you going to get like a full-fledged game at the same time? I feel like this game came close, very close, and if it would have just came out a year later, that it would have been so much different. What? Nope. Damn it! Why is this game constantly forcing me to make terrible decisions? Like, I've had to kill like 3 people now in this game. It makes me feel like crap. Um, um, um... Only one I truly love? It makes or breaks the good. Yeah, it really depends on how it's used. Alright, guys. Who's the true waifu here? What do you guys think? We got a princess that's basically been reincarnated multiple times and killed by me multiple times in the past. Or we have a typical tsundere, I think it's called. I'm not very good with, like, the anime archetypes. But, you know, someone that's got, like, a really rough side and, it's like kick your ass, but have a soft side at the same time. Easy kill Arcia. Tsundere? Okay. I don't know what I said. Tsundere must live. Go with the first girl? You mean the girl on the left? Yeah, but see, that's the thing. Whoever I sacrifice is deemed the one that I'm supposed to love. So, if you guys are saying to keep the tsundere alive, then you're saying that we don't like her. So, which do you guys want? Hey, Shadows Abyss, how are you? Yeah, whatever way, I'm an asshole. Oh, God. The pimp hand. Oh, well, Tannen. Nice! Well, congrats! That means that you can stream soon. I'm killing you. It's not like I like you or anything. Poke. Goodbye. Now see, these are the types of design decisions and stuff like that that would hold so much more weight if, like, the dialogue and stuff of this game made you care about the characters more. Like, don't get me wrong, the story's opened up, like, within the past, or the last 3 to 5 hours, it's really opened up, and it's started to get interesting. But the problem with it is the rest of the game up to that point wasn't so much so. You were kind of like the hero because it's good to be good type of situation. Oh, hi. I'm not 100% sure. Well, that's the combat system in a nutshell in this game, though. Like I said, you can see the ambition, but it just does not completely carry out. But it would have been the first time something like this was really done on the system, so... And for it to be like a mix of a fighting game, kind of, and a JRPG, it was definitely something unique for the time. The only thing about it is we've had so many really good action RPGs on the SNES and stuff like that prior to this. So if this is what the 3D medium was going to be like, in comparison, I would have preferred the old school stuff. Ho, ho, ho. Shit. Like, this whole running into an enemy thing, I figured out halfway through the game, and it's like the only way to make sure that they're staggered to hit them. I really didn't think it would work on the final boss, if this is the final boss. Well, yeah, like, that's another thing. Secret of Mana and Secret of Mana, or Seiken Densetsu 2 and Seiken Densetsu 3 suffer from the fact that you're constantly menuing and stuff like that, which slows down the game and the pace. So, like, this game prevents that. Ho, ho, ho. You have to see the good for the good, Nakurdi. You have to look at... You can't go into the game and, like, completely look at its flaws, because we consider those flaws now that we're older, now that we know what else is out there. But at the time that this game came out, can we really consider stuff like this a flaw? Did we even know that it was a flaw until then? When we would have seen it as kids and stuff like that, we might have looked at this shit and been like, holy crap. That's messed up. It's like, oh, choose which character you love. By the way, you're gonna end up with the other one. I like how he just, like, quickly forgets about the other girl. Animu cutscene? No. This is what they remember, because, you know, we saw so much of this. They're remembering. Now loading. Really? This is... You already missed the lewd shower scene. That's basically what this game was in a nutshell, though. Dialogue, 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 dialogue. Now loading. More dialogue. Now loading. Lots more dialogue. These are pretty accurate memories. It's like I'm going down memory lane along with them. I'm wondering if we're not going to get a cutscene because they tried to do the whole character swap at the end where you could have one character or the other, and this is basically the cutscenes for that. They're going back to the past. The story opened up dramatically at the end. Like, apparently both the main character and Arcia were in the past, and Eon, whatever you want to say his name is, was a prince. And then he was bad and evil and killed people.
The prince is the only survivor. Let's move out and find him. This way.
Huh? Wait!
That was quirky.
There, does that feel better?
Yes. Thanks, but why help me? I'm your enemy.
But you were hurt. I couldn't just let you lie there in pain because our people are at war.
But don't you know that you're supposed to fear and hate the enemy?
I don't believe in hating anyone. And besides, for some strange reason, I know I can trust you. Why?
Notice how the dialogue is so much lower in this game.
Corky.
Corky!
Huh?
Am I right? Is that his name?
Yes, it is. But how did you know?
I don't know. But he's so familiar to me. He's like an old friend.
From the moment I saw you, I felt I'd known you for a very long time.
And I feel the same way about you. I wish I could stay here longer and talk to you.
Princess, where are you?
Sounds delicious, Kentatsu, and I hate you right now.
Uh-oh. It looks like you've been found. I better get going before I am too.
Better get got!
Count on it. Nothing will keep me away. Bye!
Well, goodbye. For now.
So how would they have done the story differently if you chose to kill Arcia? I'm confused. Alright guys, this looks like the credits. Oh, more Animu. But now the Animu's in the center of the screen, so I don't actually have to do anything. This is the way it's supposed to be, god damn it. Yeah, we just won. We finished it. That was the ending, apparently. Yep, we just have to do the review, and then we'll do the raffle. So the review's normally not too long. I'll just talk a little bit about the game, how I felt about it. Try to be as objective as possible, but we all know. We all know it's gonna be subjective. She's dead, man! Sundari's dead. I absorbed her soul to beat the final boss. Well, there she is. Where was this music in the game? Now, Nakurdi, what do you think of this song? You can't be like that, though! Have you guys read up on the fact that Atlas is going after people that stream Persona 5 or put any story-related content on YouTube or anything like that? I guess they don't think people can think for themselves and, like, watching stuff. If someone's deciding to watch something, then they already want to see that type of stuff. You're not gonna keep them. They're gonna find it. They're gonna read it online. They're gonna figure out a way. So if you need to stop stuff like that's really dumb. Yes. So now I have to figure out exactly how I'm gonna stream that when we get to it. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Hopefully it doesn't get picked for a while. Maybe after an extended period of time, people won't care about it. Well, let's take the last time something like this was done. Like, let's take Undertale, for instance. The creator of Undertale didn't want Undertale to be in speedruns, or speedrunning events, and things like that. And part of that was because he wanted people to experience the game. And I really enjoyed the game, and I felt like it was definitely worth the experience. And at the same time, I don't feel like it's his... The people are going to experience what they want to experience. I don't feel like hindering people or taking away from people is a good idea. I don't know how many times I've seen aspects of a game, like watching somebody stream it or something like that, and I've been like, huh, this looks like a really good game. I think I'll get this. They're gonna lose out on sales, they're gonna make people angry. I just think it's a really stupid decision. Yeah, that's the hope. But whether the heat's off or not doesn't mean that games might not go forward where they're going to actually, like, program it into cutscenes and stuff like that of their game, that it's not streamable content. Which would be not so difficult to do, especially when most people actually stream from their system. I'm wondering if having a capture card bypasses that. I don't know. I mean, they could basically encode cutscenes so that they're not streamable and things like that, which would mean they put a lot of effort into that type of stuff, but I just see that's where it's going to go at some point, which is a little frustrating. The whole point of, like, the gaming medium is to experience something and share it with people. Like, whether you actually stream it so people can see it, or whether you just talk to people about it. Yeah, Nintendo's really bad with that. If you use a capture card, it does bypass it? Okay. Yeah, by the time I stream Persona 5... so I don't think I'm going to add Persona 5 to the list right away. The way I really wanted this list to work was that anytime a new game came out, I wanted it to be a fair game, and I wanted to add it to the list. But since Atlas is being a pain in the ass with this, I think I'm going to hold off on that for a bit. But new games that come out and everything else will still be added to the list for the most part. Well, yeah, it's the publisher, but I don't get it. I don't understand it. If their fear is that people are going to be spoiled, then the people that are going to be spoiled are already looking for spoilers in the first place. And yeah, you know, it's hard to, like, look at websites and things like that and not get some type of spoilers, like pictures and things like that, because sometimes people are assholes and they just, like, post stuff all over the place. Sometimes it's hard not to be spoiled. But if you really want to be spoiled on story and dialogue and things like that, you really have to go looking for it. At the same time, you're looking for aspects of the game, you're reading up about the game, so you're risking the potential of being spoiled at that point. Their ban for streaming is after 7/7/2017? Really? What? Yeah, they might mean the date in the game. Because the game has dates, and I'm guessing, like most Persona games, the story really starts to open up after a certain point, and what they are allowing to be streamable is probably what was already accessible in early versions of the game that people tested and stuff like that. So the question is, are they always going to go after people? I don't know. The game looks interesting. I think that it could potentially be good. I'm not a big fan of, like, all the social aspects of it and things like that, but I still think that they're solid games overall. But if they're gonna cut content and things like that and make it so people can't stream, then Twitch needs to put it up on a game that shouldn't be able to be streamed at all. And Twitch needs to, like... Twitch needs to protect their base as well by saying something like, don't stream this game, people are getting upset, rather than just